beautiful babies, what it is, what's up? It's your girl Terry in the cut. You already know what's up. Like, comment, and subscribe, and join yourself to the tribe, my beautiful babies. And let's talk about this. Yes, let's tap in. I know normally I do my readings, but today we're gonna do something a little different. I kind of wanted to talk about something that has been going on in my life. I am, of course, as we know, Goddess Terry. But I also have gifts and abilities, of course, of psychic abilities and tapping in and healing capabilities. I have performed miracles with my hands and healed people from having genuine diseases that were going to take them. And for some reason, God has allowed me to be the vessel to be able to do those things. So I'm very grateful. But also God has also given me something else, like this really dope psychic ability, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like really powerful. Not only when it comes to the past, present, and future, I kind of can see it all. I am able to see people's past, I'm able to see people's present, I'm able to see people's future. I don't need any type of divination or anything. I just use it because people like it, and that's fine. So, you know, that's cool. But anyways, and another thing is I also have different capabilities when it comes to controlling the weather. It's like, in a sense, I believe it's this. I know that I'm a goddess, of course, and I do have some sort of dominion over the weather. I know you guys heard a few days ago about how I said I was going to send out a bunch of like tsunamis and storms and stuff like that, and it started happening. And I was interestingly thinking to myself, like, I want people to know there's a reason why this is happening. My son has been taken from me, and not only that, but there has been very illegal things happening to me. Very illegal. I have almost been killed on a multitude of times, seriously. And I believe they were hits out on me because of my gifts and abilities, I guess. Some sort of significance I learned not too long ago was that, you know, 11/22/00, the day I was born, is in a prophecy, right? That I am a goddess of weather, and that this is my dominion fully. So I've been wanting them to feel me, and I told them that, and I've been expressing this, that I'm going to make you all feel me until you all send me back my son. It's really just that simple. I don't like the fact that, you know, the stifling of the checks. First off, they won't let me get any jobs, they won't let me work. Been doing stuff to shut down my medias and stuff like that. And like I said, I'm trying to get my story out about my son, you know, and I'm trying to get my son back. I'm trying to, you know, create a life where I'm able to have all these things. Well, I originally had all these things until this secret kind of came out that I am this goddess. And not only a goddess, but I was not only predicting just, you know, futures of people of my collective, but also people of the government and elites and all types of quote unquote, you know, important people. So because of that, that's when I started to become on like a radar, okay? And that's when things started to happen, weird stuff, illegal stuff, irrational things, gang stalking me on a massive scale. Like I said, only thing I know is that they have, they also put me in this hospital, injected me with this like little thing in this part of my arm and in this part of my arm too. And it was weird because I always remember feeling like an angel is kind of how I always felt. I always thought that the first thing my mom said, quote unquote, when I was a little baby, she said that the first thing everybody was saying was that, wow, she looks like an angel, you know. And not bringing that to any context, but what I'm saying is that, like, I believe that I'm an angel. And I found it funny that they injected these weird things, and even the thing they used, it wasn't a regular like injector. No, it was like a chrome thing with this weird liquid inside of it, or something in it. I don't know what it was, but they put it in both of my arms, and they injected me with like a whole bunch of extra shit in my arms and stuff like that. I never bruised up though. I know I did not bruise up at all. As many times as they took a whole bunch of my blood. I had to literally tell them stop taking my blood. I was like, yeah, at this point I know you guys are just taking my blood for experimental purposes, and at this moment in time it's like actually pissing me off. And then that's when they showed me a series of like on the television screen in the hospital, a whole bunch of like news outlets of like natural disasters, and pretty much connecting it to me, saying like, you need to calm down, like you need to learn how to control your emotions, and all this other stuff. And that was when it became like this weird thing, because they brought in like this, I believe, Samoan family, either this Islander or Samoan family, this Hawaiian family. They came in there and they spoke to me about something, and they gave me a puzzle. I had to finish the puzzle. I finished the puzzle. We communicated about stuff. The way that we were talking was not like normal at all. There's a whole bunch of weird shit ass going on, okay? Long story short, when that stuff started happening, they pretty much were saying like, I don't know. Then they sent in these officers, because I pretty much had a really bad day. I had a really bad day because every time I even said my son's name, Siane, anytime they even spoke his name or even said anything about Siane, that was instantly when they would be like, Terry, you have to take this medicine, and they'd feed me like 8 fucking pills. When I say it was like 8 to 10 pills a day. 8 to 10 pills a day they were giving me, just feeding me a bunch of medicine. Mind you, most of medicine, by the time it gets to your stomach acid, is evaporated. So you're not even getting this medicine. So I was wondering, what are they even giving me so much of anyway? And it kind of felt like they were trying to docile me or something like that. I don't know. I didn't know what was going on. Long story short, I finally got out. When I got out, like I said though, and every night it was like this weird ass energy where it was like these guys, they would be inside of the hospital, and they would be playing the game, and they'd be like, oh, tonight I win tonight, and he'd be like, no, I win tonight. And they wouldn't let me just sleep. Like, they would make me have to take that sleep medicine, so I had to go to sleep. But it felt like they were like saying they wanted a bet on who was going to have sex with me that night or something in the hospital. Like, and mind you, the nurses were abusive, they were toxic, they were calling me ugly. For some reason, they kept saying that my hair was kinky, and or something like that. What did she say? Kinky? Yeah, I think she said my hair was kinky. Or nappy, I don't know. Regardless, I mean, I get it, it's curly, it's big, it's a lot, but at the same time, like, it was just weird, because it's like, it was a bunch of Hispanic women. It was weird. I don't know, y'all. It was weird. It was strange. They were purposely, like I said, trying to just be rude. They held me way longer than they were supposed to. They were only supposed to hold me, I think, like, what, 4? They weren't supposed to hold me for like past 4 days. They held me for 13. And they just abused me the whole time I was in there. They forced me to eat a whole bunch of sweet food. Like, everything I had was sweet. Everybody else had real meals. Besides one day when, like, the supervisor came in, then they gave me a real meal. A real hot meal. And I remember being like, what the fuck? I was like, I get a hot meal? Yeah, because they wouldn't let me leave, by the way. Oh, yeah. One day, when I was really upset, I pretty much told them, like, don't tempt me, because when I get frustrated, things start to happen with the weather. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know this, so chill out. And that was pretty much when they were like, oh no, like, you know, well then hold on a sec, you know. Okay, next thing you know, officers came in. 2 white officers came in, and they were like, so what if we just shoot the goddess straight in the face? What if we just shoot the goddess? And I remember thinking to myself, like, what the fuck did they just fucking say? And that was when I started to kind of telepathically send like this vibration out of healing. And that was when I explained to him, like, because he pretty much was like, I mean, because if you're just going to destroy the earth anyway, then what's the point of having a goddess? And that was when I responded, and I said, well, the thing is, you guys have been destroying the earth, and the earth needs to heal itself. The same way that just like a body does, a human body, if you are sick and we're constantly feeding you bull, you're going to continuously get more sick, and then more illnesses, more illnesses, more illness. The earth is the same way. We've literally dug up major plots inside of the earth and dug and put a bunch of junk and dirt, I mean not dirt, junk and trash inside of the earth and closed it up in landmines. And we're wondering why the earth is in a sense created, whatever the fuck I am, to protect it. It needs to heal. The earth needs to heal itself. And what does that mean? I mean, shit, y'all know exactly what that means. And not only that, but you all have been keeping me away from my son. You guys have done so many illegal things from the first place. If you look up my name, you all are going to see a domestic assault charge that is absolutely false. I called the police. I called the police expecting them to help me. They didn't help me at all. It felt like a whole setup, because my baby daddy works for the government. So it was funny that when I called, mind you, I had bruises and marks all over me. My baby daddy was intoxicated. He literally, I'm on the lease. I'm the main owner of the lease on our apartment. And yes, he was added to the lease, but he was added to the lease. They then arrested me, took my child from me, and then they said that I wasn't allowed to go back to my home. And then gave me a piece of paper saying that I couldn't go back to my home. And made me leave my home irrationally. So then all of a sudden, my dad, right? My dad, he randomly turns against me. He turns against me. He pretty much says that I'm coming up against him. I don't even know what that means. So he's losing his mind, and everybody else starts losing their mind around them too. Everyone just started hating me out of the blue. But I will say, when Tennessee did that, next thing you know, Tennessee had one of the most tragic natural disasters of, I think, a tornado that haven't seen since like the 40s or something. Long story short, it's been a long time since I've seen something like that. And of course, I've already, as a psychic, I predicted, like I said, pretty much this entire year, last year, the year before that, I pretty much predicted every single year. So I'm wondering to myself, like, okay, why is it that every time, and then same when it came to my emotions, every time it comes to my emotions, I start crying or I get emotional and I want to go outside or something, and I start sobbing and stuff like that. It's like the earth starts to react like this. Like the thunder starts, and then it starts to react like as if it's me and my emotions. And so that was when pretty much they would always have like police officers. Like police officers would always be around me randomly. Well, they always are even now. Like if I'm outside and I start sobbing, like many times I've generated full-blown massive storms that were not at all supposed to happen. That happened because I was reacting. And you know, it's like the same as anybody else. When you're upset, you know, maybe you go outside, you put on some boxing gloves and you punch a tree, right? Okay, no. Sadly, me, I punch a tree, you know, the earth reacts with me. And it's been happening since I was a little kid. Since I was a little kid, it's always happened. It's always been like that. Every time if I'm like having some sort of extreme emotion or something like that, the earth reacts, and it's really strange, truly. Like when I was going through my divorce, with my ex-husband and stuff like that, and I was really depressed and sad, I remember in Hawaii it rained viciously. I think the entire time I was sobbing for like 8 days straight. I cried, and I think for like 8 days it rained in Hawaii straight. Every time, and no matter what state I'm in, it doesn't matter if it's a dry state, it doesn't matter. If I'm there and my emotions are some sort of type of way, it starts to react. And if I'm angry, really bad stuff happens. So I usually don't even get angry. I try to keep my cool, keep my calm. But also another thing is frequency healing. I also do this thing where I frequency heal. So pretty much because I'm a shaman, I'm able to kind of send out like this frequency to the masses of healing. So a lot of the stuff that you all are seeing now is exactly what I have been pushing out into the masses. Awakenings, to see the truth, to, you know, to finally, you know, be awoken to what's going on. And now everyone's awakening. And then something started happening when it came to, I think, the music industry or something like that. I don't know. Long story short, I see a lot of celebrities right now who keep mimicking me, and it's just really weird. Like, they'll literally be doing some, like, I'll say something and it'll be in a video. Like, I'll literally in a video, like my tiny claps. I started tiny claps, next thing you know, it's across the entire social media, the tiny claps. And I'm like, that's so weird. But yet I'm not the person who's getting the massive, you know, credit for it, even though I'm the one who started it. Same when it came to Buki. I started Buki, like Chile what? Like, that's me. A lot of stuff, even my style, my hair color, everything, they keep mimicking me. And they're very specifically, these celebrities, y'all know exactly who they are because they're exactly mimicking me. Even one celebrity right now keeps singing, their music that they're making is dedicated to me. Or like, I don't know, like, it's like they're singing it like they're me. Like, it's my life, or even though it's like, I don't know. It's strange. And same with that person. This person is mimicking me. It's freaky. It's weird. It's weird as hell. And like I said, it's whatever. I just know, like, it's a lot of stuff, like I said, y'all, that has been coming up against me. Like I said, I can't apply for any jobs. If I do apply for jobs, I don't get any response back, and it's actually fucking frustrating. Like, frustrating as hell. Because imagine when you're trying to just get your life together, you know, you're just trying to get your finances right, and you can't even get a job, so you have to do entrepreneurial, you know, you have to do your own business. And that's fine. I've been doing my own business and stuff. It's hard, you know. It's very hard having to do that when you can't gain stability at all. You know, every time, I'm talking with everything, even when it came to there being an apartment, like I said, in my name. Once that happened, once I had to leave the apartment, then my child's father lived in my apartment for 10.5 months afterwards while I was homeless. And then I got into this vicious car accident, losing my car, that I was ran off the road. Someone tried to kill me. Someone tried to kill me. Ran me off the road. I'm in Chicago. It's 6 lanes. I'm on the 6th lane. While I'm on the 6th lane, this car in the 5th lane is trying to, I think, get ahead of me. So I'm pulling back. But as I'm pulling back, the car is pulling back too. Just enough like this, like treading me, but right behind me like this on the 5th lane. Then eventually, and mind you, it starts raining because I'm stressed the fuck out. So he hits me. Once this person hits the back of my car. Once this person hits the back of my car, that part of my car starts hitting up against the railing. Thank God for the railing, because beyond the railing was just grass. I would have died instantly. So I hit the railing, and mind you, there's only a few feet, and then the railing was over. So if my car would have kept sliding, I shouldn't be here. Like, I shouldn't. So the car starts spinning out into the highway. And mind you, this is Chicago traffic. I just got off of work. This is probably 6:30. So traffic is, you know, bombastic. People are hitting me left and right. I got hit by probably like 6 cars. So I'm hitting cars, my car's still spinning. My car eventually faces traffic. And I remember thinking to myself, oh my God, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Because my car's wheel, you know, your wheel axis is like this. My car wheel axis was like this. So I'm trying to start the car, but mind you, the car's facing traffic. I'm trying to start the car. I'm looking at traffic looking at me. There's semis on all these lanes. And I just remember, I was like this. I put my hands over my face and I just screamed. And I was like, either I said God or Jesus Christ, one of the two. long story short, the car magically drives itself off the road. Parks itself facing traffic. You on the first lane. Like as if traffic stopped. It was like traffic stopped, y'all. And in that moment, I just remember wearing my cross and never taking it off. It's crazy because I had to take it off recently because I have to clean it. But yeah, like I just remember from there being like, oh my God, God really loves me and I need to take my life really serious. And that was when that also brought me to this. In the backseat of my car was my baby's car seat. Mind you, I didn't have my child. I told you guys I haven't had my child since I've been arrested, which was in September of 2023. So since that moment, I haven't seen my son. So this car accident, I think, was in December. So this was only a few months after my son was taken. I was supposed to get my son the next day. The next day I was supposed to get my son. So I just found it really funny that all of a sudden I almost fucking died on the highway, you know, right the day before I'm supposed to get my son. So it was but anyways, what I'm saying is that I look in the back seat, and when I look in the back seat, the entire back seat is car seat is crushed, turned over. The entire back door airbag is blown up. I just remember thinking to myself, like, if I had my son would not be here. So then it, like I said, it was a whole God moment. Like, it was a whole, like, oh my God. God is real, and God loves me, and God loves Shamanic. Because God knows that whatever journey I'm on right now, He knows that apparently I'm up against something to where maybe I can't have him. Maybe I'm up against things that are too heavy. So I kind of, like I said, I'm just allowing God to bring Shamanic when the time is supposed to. When things start aligning, when I'm able to say get a job, or say this business takes off, right? Or say that, you know, like I said, as things start to progress, so that I'm able to actually do these things and not just be kind of blacklisted from society because they don't know what I am. And I get it, but at the same time, like, I'm still a person. Like, I'm a being, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating having to always be abused and traumatized, and I mean, like, stealing my son, that's something you can't undo. So in this moment, truly, don't judge me. All I ask for the public is just don't judge me. Because I want him and I need him. He's my heart. And I've done nothing wrong. I set everything up perfectly to make sure that he was set. Shamanic had everything that you can imagine. And to see while he's living with his father, the full diapers and the alcohol around him, and it's just, and his hair's never done, and he's always wearing clothes that are way too small. It just makes me and knowing that it's impossible for me to get to him. Do y'all know how many times I've tried to even leave this state? I've had people tell me to go kill myself because of rumors that my child's father has started. I just say stop. I don't have STDs or STIs. My record is clean. Me getting arrested was because you literally whooped my ass that night. And you know it. Fully. And then you create all these illusions that I played you while I was with you, and I didn't. I just loved you. I broke up with you because I found out you were cheating. Multiple times. Doesn't matter who with. But yeah. So to see the lengths that you've been through, or you've gone through, or he's gone through, to make me look bad in court. You said I had my child sleeping on a Walmart box. You said I was a crackhead. That's wild. That's wild. Like, you got me shaking. Because I cannot fathom why you would go to these lengths. He had his own little trauma with his first child or second child. Because she took the baby away. So then you come up with a full-blown plan with my family to take my child away? Because y'all want money? That's wrong. It's dead ass wrong. And I know my son needs me, just like I need him. And I know I'm a hard worker, and I've been putting in the work. I've been putting in the work. And for some reason, I don't know why the government keeps trying to take it away. Every time I get something, something irrationally happens environmentally, like in my environment. Like, I promise, like, it is every time I get money, they try to take it out of my pocket. Like, it's vicious. I just want my son back. I want my life. I want to be able to do my music freely. And y'all not blacklisted because it's empowering and healing. I love you, my beautiful babies. Like, comment, and subscribe. Join yourselves to the tribe. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.